Hi, I'm Dr. Dani Holtz. I'm a historian, and today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the land of our affliction, mitsrayim, and wilderness, midbar. Mitsrayim has contained within it tsar, or narrowness, pain. And midbar has contained with it davar, speech, word, thing. There's a certain ambiguity in it. I want to ask, what does it mean to leave the narrow place? To leave narrowness, and why might be appealing to stay in a place of affliction? Why must we dwell in the wilderness, in words, in language, in ambiguity and discomfort, before we enter a land free from precarity, a land flowing with milk and honey? What is required of us before we build a just society where everyone's needs are met? In Exodus 14, when our ancestors are on the shores of the Red Sea and they're watching with desperation as their oppressors approach, they ask Moses, they cry to him, and they say, it would have been better for us to serve mitsrayim, narrowness, than to die midbar, from words. It would have been better for us to serve narrowness than to die from words. Whenever they encounter their own precarity in the wilderness, either from state violence, from thirst or hunger, they ask to return to slavery. And when they find themselves leaderless, they worship gold. Our ancestors could not imagine a future outside of enslavement. In part, because enslavement systematically erase their futures. Remember that the death of the firstborn is an erasure of future, as is the dismantling of families, which is common under enslavement. Think about what a radical statement it is about freedom and what it requires of us, that we narrow our horizons out of fear, that we cannot heal or move past our trauma until we dwell in the wilderness. We cannot truly escape enslavement, the narrowness that enslavement brings to the way we think about ourselves and our communities, until we dwell in words, that we need language, we need midbar, we need speech before we can heal the trauma. The wilderness is terrifying. It's an unknowable place, but it's the only place where change can happen. Our ancestors could not imagine a future out of slavery, but the wilderness changed that. It made them into a people, a community forged in trauma and survival, and it did it through language. On this Passover, I'd like us all to reflect on the ways that we talk to each other, on the ways that talking about things can actually open our horizons even when we're physically stuck. I'd like us to think through the question of narrowness and to ask ourselves, are we in a narrow place? And can we find our way to a wilderness where we can talk through building a land of milk and honey? Chag Sameach. I hope you all become free.